For those who have been paying attention to the drone-related content that I've done here, you know that earlier I was talking about doing a lot more of it, maybe going out and flying every day to really build up my experience. But it has been so busy this spring and summer that I just haven't had the time to do that. By the time I feel like I've got any time in the day, it's too hot outside. I don't feel like sitting in the sun flying drones. Still kind of enjoy flying around in the basement a little bit, and we're going to get to that in just a minute. But if you've really been paying attention, you may have noticed that instead of the original Cinewhoop that I had, the iFlight Mega B, that was an analog unit and went to the Fat Shark goggles, used the FR Sky radio, I've been flying a Rotor Riot Shindrome Squirt, which is a digital Cinewhoop, and uses the DJI goggles, which is a high definition digital signal, and it's way better to see. Plus these fit over my glasses, so that makes it even easier to see. Even the radio or the controller that goes with that drone is way easier to work with and seems to have a little bit more finesse and a little bit more control than the other one did. It was just too big, too fancy, and I'm not ever going to be so serious about it that I'm going to get into racing and all that stuff. I just want to have a little bit of fun and get some nice videos outside with the Cinewhoop. And I realized the only reason I was keeping the Fat Shark goggles and the FR Sky radio was because I had a little tiny hawk drone that I flew around in the basement. And that was kind of fun on a winter's evening to be able to just fly laps around the basement. Even got good enough that I could fly it up the stairs and around the kitchen and the living room and back down the stairs without crashing it. And that was quite an accomplishment. But that seemed like a silly reason to hold on to some fairly expensive equipment that I wasn't really using otherwise. Then Rotor Riot comes out with this little guy called a Digi that uses the CADX Vista system, which is completely compatible with DJI stuff, and it's a little bit bigger than the Tiny Hawk, but not by much. But like I say, because it uses the DJI controller and the DJI goggles, I get to see a lot better through this. It records high def to the goggles. There's no recorder built into this. There's two different CADX Vista units. One has an SD card slot. This is the smaller, lighter one. There is no SD card slot, but there is an SD card slot in the goggles. So let's see what I can record just using the goggles. I haven't tried recording to these goggles yet, so I have no idea what we're going to get. But you get to take a look around my really messy basement. But anyways, for those of you that are curious about my little journey into the world of drones, that's where I'm at right now. For the FPV stuff, I'm going to stick with the digital, I think, because it is so much easier to see. I feel like I've got a little bit more control, a little bit more finesse ability to it. And I feel like this stuff I've been getting from Rotor Riot is really top quality because they know just how to set them up and tune them and do all that. And that's something I still haven't wanted to get into and really would prefer not to have to get into, although I can see where it's probably going to be a requirement before I go too far into this. But by sticking with one system, one controller, one set of goggles, it's really going to simplify my life. So I think that was a good decision. A little sorry to see some of the other stuff go, but somebody snapped it up within 24 hours of posting that it was for sale. So I'm okay there. And that easily paid for the little Rotor Riot Digi. Anyways, that's just a quick little update. Just thought I'd let you know where I was and what I was doing, and we'll see you later.